afternoon and welcome. I'm Ria Rambali. Our major newscast is a bit earlier today to accommodate CPL coverage on CNC3.
I'm Ryan Beachu.
I am Jassi Maruk with Sport.
And I'm Sigoni Mohammed with your weather report.
Let's tell you what's making the news. Government approves silent fireworks and a drone show for this year's Independence Night celebrations.
Homeland Security Minister confirms site of corruption documents in Brian Manning's claims against constituency executives.
Police record fewer cases but larger fraud payouts with bogus checks from government agencies on the rise.
Ahead in sport, the Queen's Park Oval outfield looks lush and the lines are lengthening ahead of TKR's home opener against the St. Lucia Kings.
Lingering moisture keeps showers and thunder in play. Details in the full forecast.
Government has scrapped traditional fireworks for this year's Independence Day celebrations, with the annual display set to use only silent fireworks.
Communication strategist with the Ministry of Culture and Community Development, Jerome Lewis, confirmed the change during a media conference today but could not provide a cost for the display.
The confirmation comes almost 2 weeks after Defense Minister Wayne Sturge indicated the annual display would include a mix of traditional and silent fireworks.
Lewis explained that the decision to use only silent fireworks followed consultations with stakeholders.
We're going to have choreographed pyrotechnics and major fireworks display. And yes, we will be presenting the silent fireworks to reduce the loud bang and the impact on pets and folks who may live close by.
Lewis says that this year there will be a cultural procession immediately following the military parade. Another new addition will be the cultural showcase that precedes the fireworks display in the evening at the Queen's Park Savannah.
The cultural showcase would start around, exactly 5 p.m. You're going to have a kids zone. That zone will include recreational activities, traditional carnival characters, and a lot of youth-oriented cultural entertainment. 1 hour from that at 6 o'clock, the Independence Day Cultural Showcase will begin.
With both the Independence Day celebrations and a CPL match taking place nearby, police are urging patrons to park safely and responsibly. They say details on shuttle services and designated parking areas are still being finalized.
Well, the decision to switch to silent fireworks is being welcomed by animal welfare advocates and people affected by excessive noise, who say celebrations can still be spectacular without the disruption caused by fireworks. Vice President of the group Citizens Against Noise Pollution, Tamara Chatter, congratulated the government on its decision.
We are extremely pleased to hear the government has chosen to move away from fireworks for the independence celebrations and embrace a spectacular drone show, because we welcome this step forward, but it also highlights that wider problem we still have with noise in this country. Right. But it shows that our culture doesn't have to suffer because we're reducing excessive noise. That culture and consideration can coexist, celebration and responsibility can coexist.
Meanwhile, the Fireworks Users Sufferers Group is also welcoming the decision, while calling for other festivities to consider quieter alternatives.
It is good news. We hope that all the other festivities will also now adopt the drone and less, noise, headache, damage to the environment for everybody.
Meanwhile, a short while ago, Chief Secretary Farley Augustine revealed that there will be no THA-funded fireworks in Tobago this year since the procurement process started too late. He, however, said 2 sponsors have agreed to come on board. To some other major developments now. Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander claims to have seen shocking documents connected to corruption allegations made by San Fernando East MP Brian Manning. But the minister is not saying who gave him the documents or exactly what they contain.
Meanwhile, Manning confirms he did not submit anything to Alexander or the police, insisting there is already enough evidence in the public domain to attract the attention of law enforcement. Akash Samra and Chay Tika Singh have more.
Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander is not saying what he's seen, but he did express how he felt when he read some documents relating to allegations of corruption being leveled against PNM members.
I have some of the documents in my possession that I have seen, and I don't know. It's shocking. It's amazing that someone could move from the outhouse to the White House. That's all I'm saying.
The minister would not say who he was referring to, but when pressed on how the documents came into his possession, he denied they came from San Fernando East MP Brian Manning, who initially made the corruption claims.
No. We just get things. There are persons who give us information from time to time, whether they are blowing the whistle or not.
And Manning is backing that up when contacted by CNC3 News. The San Fernando East MP confirmed he did not give Alexander any documents. He also said he has not sent anything to the police. Asked whether he intends to hand over evidence of corruption to the TTPS, Manning said he doesn't have to. The MP said there is so much evidence in the public domain that it was just a matter of time before it arrived at the doorstep of the police. Now remember, Manning has been making some serious allegations against members of his own party. He is claiming that the PNM has corrupt and criminal elements within its ranks. Some former San Fernando East exec members became overnight millionaires, and questions surrounding contracts allegedly received by former constituency chair Patricia Alexis. Minister Alexander was asked if the police should get involved.
Any place where corruption raises its ugly head should be investigated because it's public funds.
But despite claiming to have seen documents himself, the Homeland Security Minister says the government will not tell the police what to do.
Don't get involved in that, And we are not going to demand that the police investigate anything. The police have their job to do, and we support it.
The police commissioner did not respond to questions on this matter when asked in person on Tuesday. Akash Samaru, CNC3 News.
Meanwhile, officers of the TTPS's fraud squad say they have not received any reports regarding allegations of corruption and wrongdoing raised by the San Fernando East MP.
Now, the People's National Movement has since rejected Manning's allegations. At a police media briefing today, Superintendent Arnold Lutchman of the fraud squad was asked about the matter.
To this time, the fraud squad has no reports concerning those matters.
The fraud squad operates under the umbrella of the police's white-collar crime unit, which also includes the Anti-Corruption Investigations Bureau. The PNM leadership is describing its latest meeting with Brian Manning and members of his San Fernando East constituency group as a positive step towards resolving the ongoing internal rift.
PNM Chairman Marvin Gonzalez described last evening's meeting as very productive and positive with no acrimony, adding that Manning was warmly welcomed and participated in the discussions. Gonzalez says he was heartened by what transpired and praised the maturity shown by political leader Penelope Beckles, the leadership team, Manning and members of the San Fernando East office. He says the party is looking forward to further discussions as it works to settle the issues confronting the constituency. Manning, however, was more guarded in his assessment. He described the meeting as cordial, but said he is adopting a wait-and-see approach. Sociologist and executive leadership advisor Dr. Mwali Henry says greater clarity is needed as to why the opposition's response to Brian Manning constituted an emergency media briefing. During CNC3's The Morning Brew program today, Dr. Henry noted there were several items of concern in the public and questioned why the party's executive sought to respond to Manning's remarks with such high priority.
We have a myriad of issues, pertinent issues that govern the landscape. But this political party decided that the statements of the honorable member rose to the point of an emergency. So from that perspective alone, it causes you to lean into ask why. Why was this an emergency and what constitutes it?
He also noted that opposition leader Penelope Beckles should not allow these developments to distract her from carrying out her core mandate as the leader of the opposition.
Well, on the back of those stories, today we asked, do you believe Brian Manning and the PNM will be able to resolve their differences?
This is what you had to tell us.
Well, I think if he feel that it should be outed, he should stand his ground. Stand up for something.
I pray for all good things to come and for all bad things to be exposed and punished on earth, so that the kingdom of heaven will be manifested.
I believe that both parties has brought across good points, and I believe that if they sit down together, they can resolve it, because at the end of the day, youths are watching on, and we deserve a political atmosphere where youths are heard, and together, hand in hand, we can create a safer and brighter future for Trinidad and Tobago.
At this point, yes, I think they can. The party's been around for a long time, and I think they have the internal structures to resolve the issue.
Obviously, they have never had their business in the public space, so I believe it can be solved internally.
I don't agree with the method in which she chose, and I 100% don't agree with the way in which she did it. However, it is what it is. It's already out there.
While reports on several categories of fraud have been declining, officers of the fraud squad say that the money lost by these crimes have risen, as fraudsters are now seeking larger sums of cash per transaction. Police reported that between January to July of this year, there were fewer overall reports. However, an estimated 167.37 million TT dollars were lost to swindlers, a significant increase from last year's figures. At today's TTPS media briefing, Inspector Marvin Francis said bogus checks purporting to be issued from government agencies or ministries, including the Treasury, have been used to solicit goods. He urged business owners and retailers to be vigilant against inconsistencies in the appearance of checks.
Money and you can't go and get it cashed. There have been instances where the checks appeared very convincing when you look at the features of the check. And that's one thing about forgery. It is created to appear to be real.
Meanwhile, Superintendent Arnold Lutchman said many of those arrested and charged for fraud offences were repeat offenders.
Because we have had persons where we charge owners of travel agencies, and not too long after the charges, we got additional reports. So on the lower end, about 25%.
Asked whether the TTPS would support stiffer penalties for repeat fraud offenders, Lutchman said that was a matter for the court, but one worth considering.
Still to come in the news, as management accounted to its shareholders, Angostura staff was outside accusing senior management of failing to prioritize their health and safety.
With 2 weeks before schools reopen and no funds disbursed, the Education Ministry is being asked when will the book grants be paid.
Coming up in sport, catches win matches. Antigua and Barbuda Falcons bag 9 to soar to the top of the CPL.
We finally said yes to onion rings. Now it's your turn to say yes to the new KFC onion ring chicken sandwich for $34.95, or get a regular side of rings for just $15. KFC, it's finger licking good.
Welcome back. Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander is again holding back details on the cost and contractors for the government's planned 30 police posts. Alexander says the information will come later to avoid what he calls drama. Alexander insisted to reporters there's nothing to hide, but said costs could vary depending on where each post is located.
As I said before, all these things will be given eventually, I don't want to the thing, because as soon as we start, it's a sort of drama. So what we do, we'll give all that information. There's nothing to hide from the public. We don't intend, there's nothing to hide from the public. If we chose someone to do something because there was a procurement and all of that, then there are no issues.
Well, Alexander confirmed the first 3 police posts to become operational are expected to be the units at Taruba, Grand Bazaar and Eddie Hart.
He says he is awaiting final information from the police commissioner and chief of defense staff on the timeline, but suggested the public may see the first posts functional sooner than expected. Angostura Director Jennifer Frederick was re-elected to the board in a ballot this afternoon, despite strong opposition from minority shareholders. Frederick secured her seat following a contentious ballot vote. She was first elected to the Angostura board at last year's annual meeting, reportedly with the support from the CL Financial liquidator, raising concerns about a conflict of interest. Minority shareholder advocate Peter Permel describes the re-election as a sad day for good corporate governance in Trinidad and Tobago.
What you had is a situation where the persons present and those persons voting by proxy would have totaled roughly around that same 85 million votes. What is interesting is, based on my back-of-the-envelope calculation, this would include the votes of Corporation Seoul. So what this tells me is that Corporation Seoul, in addition to a significant number of minority shareholders, voted against the re-election of Ms. Frederick.
Well, as Angostura shareholders met inside this morning, workers were outside protesting despite rain, accusing management of putting production ahead of their health and safety. The Seamen and Waterfront Workers Trade Union says management ordered workers back into the wastewater treatment plant despite outstanding safety concerns. The union says management agreed to work with workers on health and safety concerns, including medical testing and conditions at the wastewater treatment plant. They point to a corroding scaffold structure, but the union says management later notified workers that the plant would restart without consulting the union or completing all of the measures it says were agreed.
The management sent one of the most disrespectful correspondence that this union have ever witnessed and had the displeasure of receiving. A correspondent addressed to me as the president, telling me as the president that they are instructing workers to return to work because they fixed the scaffolding.
Anisette says fixing the scaffolding does not address the union's broader concerns. He adds workers have reported possible exposure to gases and the union wants them assessed by an industrial doctor. Anisette also claims 2 female workers were told by their doctors that their lungs appeared significantly older than their actual age. He says the workers have been patient enough and calls on management to stop playing games.
And I would like you to investigate who come in as executive human resource managers, operational managers, and other managers to determine whether they are aptly qualified and whether they have the certification that is required for those jobs that is well paid. And you know what is the most amazing thing? As a new manager come in, they spend over $50,000 in some instances to repair their offices.
When asked about the workers' concerns, Angostura's management said they had no comment.
With less than 2 weeks before schools reopen, pressure is mounting on the Education Ministry for answers on government's book grant program. Parents have been complaining their applications remain stuck at the processing stage with no public confirmation that payments have started. The last update came from then Acting Education Minister Barry Padaras, who said approximately $20 million had been allocated and payments could begin during the week of August 24th. However, Education Minister Dr. Michael Dowlard has so far been unable to provide us with a definitive date for payments. NPTA President Walter Stewart says the lack of information is deeply concerning, warning that some families are depending entirely on the grant. Former Education Minister Dr. Nian Gatsby-Dolly has also called for the grants to be distributed urgently, saying some parents are now literally desperate. Schools are due to reopen on September 7th.
As the back-to-school shopping season enters its final stretch, local retailers are reporting steady but measured consumer activity.
And the Unit Trust Corporation is taking a direct approach to digital transformation, empowering young people to tackle real-world financial technology challenges.
Keisha Carles Alonso has more.
As the countdown to the start of the new academic year enters its final phase, booksellers are reporting a steady retail performance. Vivek Charan of Charan's Bookstores provides an update on consumer spending patterns.
We have not seen actual increase in sales compared to previous years. This year seems to be holding steady close to last year. Initially maybe a bit difficult. In July, the season has yet to conclude. We still have about 2 weeks again before the end of the back-to-school period.
At Unique Bookstore, which also carries second-hand books, the story was much the same, with sales holding steady in the lead-up to the new school term. However, second-hand booksellers in Port of Spain are reporting a slower season, saying many parents are focusing on purchasing only the essential texts listed on the school book lists. You can read more on this in tomorrow's Business Guardian. And in other business news, the Unit Trust Corporation is looking to the next generation to help shape its digital future. This as 26 interns at the UTC put their artificial intelligence skills to the test, developing business solutions designed to address real-world challenges facing the organization. The 2-week AI innovation program moved beyond basic digital training, challenging participants to build functional AI-powered prototypes. UTC says the program forms part of its broader strategy to foster innovation and prepare future-ready professionals for the evolving corporate landscape. And now for a look at today's energy and forex prices. Geisha Carles Alonso, CNC3 Business Watch.
A High Court judge has ruled that state agencies cannot use the Freedom of Information Act to obtain documents from other state bodies. Justice Robin Mohammed dismissed a case brought by the Strategic Services Agency against the Labor Ministry over information linked to a worker dismissed in 2018. He ruled the FOIA is intended for members of the public, not state agencies. The dispute arose after the workers' union secured an extension from the former Labor Minister to report a trade dispute. The SSA objected, arguing the worker had already taken the matter to the High Court. The agency later sued after the minister refused to disclose all the reasons for granting the extension.
Let's check in with Sigoni to see what's coming up in the weather.
The moon is set to pull a disappearing act. I'll tell you when to look up and more after the break.
Tito has the back-to-school shoe brands you trust. See all the new Infinity Premium back-to-school styles from only $220. Also top quality Fila sneakers from $350. Puma school sneakers from $399. Also new Adidas from $399. Plus 4 pairs of free selected Apex socks with each purchase. Only at Detour.
Today, we can send and receive love instantly. With Widit, your loved ones can send MoneyGram transfers straight to your Widit wallet. No trips. No lines, just secure, quick, and convenient access to your money in your Widit wallet when you need it. Download the Widit app now. Your money, your way. Powered by the MoneyGram Network.
Heart disease is the #1 cause of death in Trinidad and Tobago, driven by 2 silent threats, diabetes and high cholesterol. But now there's a powerful ally, introducing Berberine Plus by Asia Nutrition, clinically proven to stabilize blood sugar and keep cholesterol levels in check. With 99.9% pure extract, you get superior absorption and real results. Available now at Pennywise and leading pharmacies nationwide. Berberine Plus. Your heart deserves better.
Okay, let me see you, Cherry Hill. Yeah, now take it back. Let me see you rock off, shake off, shake off. Let me see you rock off. Let me see you kick right. Now step forward, now step back.
Lucozade, bring the energy. Unbeatable taste, new look.
Shake off. Let me see you rock off.
It's back to school! Savings time at Passad's The Food King. Stock up and save big on. Get 4 packs of Swiss spaghetti or macaroni, 400 grams, just $20. Swiss peanut butter, 235 grams, 2 jars, only $20. Erin Farm chicken bologna, 150 grams, 3 packs for only $20. Guiltless yogurt yum, 120 grams, 4 tubs for just $20. Kraft mac and cheese dinner, 5.5 ounces, 2 boxes, just $20. Fresh Harvest baked bean and tomato sauce, 3 tins, now $20. 8 Gala apple snacks for just $20. Blue Sea tuna flakes in water or oil, 140 grams, 3 cans, just $16.99. Oasis water, 330 ml, just $14.99 per case. Don't miss the back to school deals at Passad's The Food King. Sale end September 6, 2026 or while stocks last.
Passad, quality value, that's our way. The real Passads, we're here to stay. The Food King Passads.
Break out of the ordinary with Answer Bank and enjoy faster returns. With Answer Bank savings accounts, you earn interest monthly and keep what's yours. Pay no monthly maintenance fees, no point of sale fees, no ATM fees, and no digital transfer fees. Switch to a new way of banking.
The TNT Met Service is warning the country to brace for even hotter conditions. Meteorologist Carrie Chapman-Dumas issued the warning today at a workshop in Scarborough, noting August has produced just 66% of the projected rainfall. Despite extreme temperatures in recent weeks, Chapman-Dumas noted conditions have still not met the official definition of a hot spell. She added drier conditions are anticipated in the coming months, with Tobago at risk of drought-like conditions.
We're already feeling it. So imagine as we go deeper into our heat season, what is that going to say for the health of the elderly, those who are compromised, drought, dry spells, dehydration is going to be a big problem as we enter our heat season.
Health Secretary Dr. Faith Brebner is advising the public to improve water storage capacity in anticipation of drier conditions. She adds her division will be doing its part assisting vulnerable groups.
And to think that it is going to get hotter is really, it's hard to fathom that. So we are encouraging people to try to store water as best as they can. The Division of Health and Wellness will actually implement shortly an expansion of our water tank supplement, where we are going to help individuals who may not have water tanks to help them at least get 1 water tank for their family.
It's now time for the weather forecast with Sigoni. Sigoni, a lot of rain today. I think it may have started from before I even opened my eyes this morning. But I know there's a lot of concern about whether that weather is going to continue because we have a big cricket match this evening.
That's right. CPL action here in Trinidad and Tobago. And we're wondering if the Oval is going to be able to maintain it without showery activity happening. And the truth is, we're still expecting lingering showers in the forecast. But as we're talking about watching the sky and looking for cloud cover, that's not all sky watchers will be doing. Let me tell you what's happening out there, because sky watchers across Trinidad and Tobago are in for a celestial treat. And this is tomorrow night as the moon almost disappears into Earth's shadow. We've got a deep partial lunar eclipse which will be visible overnight Thursday into early Friday morning. And we are well positioned to see the event, weather permitting, of course. At the height of the eclipse, about 96% of the moon moon will be within Earth's dark umbral shadow, bringing it just short of a total lunar eclipse. As Earth's shadow moves across the moon, it will first appear as though a dark bite is being taken out of it. As the eclipse deepens, much of the moon could take on a red, copper, or even an orange glow, while a small portion remains bright. And here's the good news. No special glasses are needed. Unlike a solar eclipse, a lunar eclipse is completely safe to watch with the naked eye, although binoculars or a telescope can enhance the view. And the eclipse will be visible across much of the Americas, even Africa and Europe. So provided the clouds cooperate with us, all you need to do on Thursday night or tomorrow night is find a clear view of the sky and just look up. So let's see if the forecast is going to cooperate, because right now we do know that we have ITCZ, or Intertropical Convergence Zone activity happening, and a tropical wave passing through the area as well. So it's cloudy, and then we'll have lingering showers into tomorrow's forecast, but there is some clearing out in the general scope of things. And then we also have a tropical wave that we're monitoring with a moderate chance or possibility of developing into a tropical depression in the next couple of days. We'll be keeping an eye on that one just off the African coast, but closer to home. This is where all the action happened earlier today. Gusty winds, lots of reports of street and flash flooding, power outages across many areas as well, and that booming thunder across Trinidad, now moving over parts of Tobago into this evening's forecast. So as we progress through this evening, while the atmosphere is still moist and unstable, conditions are settling down significantly, especially in northern and western portions of Trinidad, but it will still be cloudy for the most part and a bit on the warm side. Temperatures dip down to the mid-20s, even with quick passing showers of varying intensities in the forecast for Trinidad. Tobago, as I said, right now experiencing an isolated thunderstorm and even a heavy downpour within a few areas. But tomorrow it begins to change, and we see that change on the way. Early morning showers for Trinidad. Tobago, however, wakes up to an early morning thunderstorm. As the day progresses, we're going to warm up, and we'll see those temperatures coming back into play into the lower 30s. That's the recorded temperatures, but your feels like it's going to feel a bit warmer, possibly in the mid 30s. So take note. The heat is returning, yes. And with it, I need to still have the umbrellas on hand because of those quick passing showers that will take us throughout the forecast period, clearing out as we enter the early evening period, hopefully just enough for us to see that partial lunar eclipse. If you're heading offshore, we've got light winds at this time. Conditions are slight to moderate offshore, and our winds are generally manageable where we are concerned. Waves approach 2 meters in height in open waters, but still slightly choppy in the nearshore areas where we have those quick passing showers and even isolated thunderstorms in the forecast. Now, if you have a marine interest, don't forget spring tide is still very much in effect. So while it is a good time to head out and catch fish, if you're out there, we are still looking out for some quick passing showery activity and abnormal high and low tides in the forecast. So pay attention to what's happening when you're commuting and conducting your daily activities and heading to the beaches as well. But be sure to catch that lunar eclipse, because the next one is in like 3 years.
Oh, and remember, if you happen to take a really wonderful photo of the lunar eclipse, you can send it in to us here at news@cnc3.co.tt, and hopefully Sigoni will feature it in her weather forecast. All right, well, from here we take a short break. Stay with us right here on CNC3.
Get a loan at Bremont. The process is simple. Fast and efficient approvals. Receive funds within 24 hours once approved. And no penalty for early repayment. Located at 4 Gallo Street, Woodbrook. Remember, we like to lend.
Textbooks, screens, late nights. Your eyes work hard through every class, exam, project, and deadline. Ferrara Optical has eyewear specifically designed to reduce eye strain, so nothing holds your learning back. For a limited time, youth get a free frame with lenses from just $495. Scholars get frame and lenses starting at only $750. And lifelong learners save up to 30% off your purchase of advanced lenses like Eisen and and transitions. Less strain, more focus. Your vision without limits. Visit Ferrera Optical in-store today. This promotion is NLCB approved.
Invest in every innings. Is this the best match of the season? Yes, it is. With the Unitrust Corporation on your team, it's the best match every season. Stop settling for less. Access the best performing funds on the market with the highest income fund rates in the industry with UTC on your side and its 44 years of investment experience. You won't just support the winning team, you'll be part of one. Visit the nearest investment center, agency, or ttutc.com to sign up today.
Love eating spicy food, but soon after, that familiar discomfort begins. Heartburn, acid reflux, and bloating. Introducing Peptica Gel, formulated with aluminum hydroxide, magnesium hydroxide, and simethicone to help neutralize excess acid. It's sugar-free with no chalky aftertaste and a pleasant orange flavor. Peptica Gel works fast to relieve heartburn, acid reflux, gas, and bloating, so you can feel comfortable again and get back to enjoying life. Peptica Gel, get the relief you need today. Available at pharmacies nationwide.
The biggest party in sport is back. Catch every TKR match live and exclusively on CNC3, August 7th through September 20th. You don't want to miss the action. The Republic Bank CPL 2026, only on CNC3. Passion, energy, and cricket live here. Brought to you by
Is underway to clear Valencia's garbage backlog after residents went more than 2 weeks without collection. Chairman of the Sangre Grande Regional Corporation, Kenwin Phillip, was on the ground today as crews used trucks and a backhoe to remove waste from homes and collection points. The cleanup comes as a dispute with the garbage contractor remains unresolved. The contractor stopped servicing the area while seeking higher payments, citing the growth of squatting communities. Residents have complained of foul odors and an increase in flies, maggots, and rats. A public meeting is expected tomorrow as residents seek a solution to the ongoing collection problem. The North Central Regional Health Authority says it is working to address shortages of some medications, including cancer and psychiatric drugs. NCRHA Chairman Dr. Tim Gopi Singh says supplies are being sourced through NIPDEC, C40, and direct purchases from pharmaceutical companies when necessary, including costly monoclonal antibody drugs. He says medical staff are also helping ensure patients receive treatment when shortages occur. Dr. Gopi Singh spoke as the NCRHA began installing new appliances in the cardiac ward at the Eric Williams Medical Sciences Complex and continues upgrades across the hospital, including ward refurbishments, new beds, repairs and improvements to elevators, air conditioning systems and medical equipment.
Well, when it comes to healthy aging, the number on the scale may not tell the whole story.
A new study of older adults found that the body mass index and waist size can paint very different pictures of health. Here's what older adults should know in this week's Wellness Wednesday.
Wellness Wednesday, brought to you by BioStrath. Get what you need naturally.
For older adults, a healthy weight may be more than just what the scale says. A new study of nearly 7,000 people aged 65 and older found that those classified as overweight by BMI actually had a lower risk of early death than those in normal BMI range. But researchers found a different pattern when they looked at waist size. Men with waists larger than 40 inches and women over 35 inches had a 24% higher risk of early death. And that risk remained even after BMI was taken into account. So why the difference? Doctors say BMI has limitations, especially as we age. As people get older, they tend to lose muscle and may store more fat around the abdomen. That means two people with the same BMI could have very different amounts of muscle and body fat. Fat around the waist is particularly important because it can build up around internal organs and is linked to conditions such as heart disease and diabetes. The study also found that being underweight was linked to almost twice the risk of early death. But experts caution that this does not mean weight alone causes the risk. Unintentional weight loss can also be a warning sign of illness or loss of muscle. So, for older adults, the focus should be less on a number and more on function. Stay active, build and maintain muscle, eat a balanced diet with enough protein, and pay attention to changes in your waistline or unexplained weight loss. And of course, talk with your doctor about what a healthy weight looks like for you. Bavita Gopal-Chan, CNC3 News.
Wellness Wednesday, brought to you by BioStrath. Get what you need naturally.
It's now time for sport with Jassy. And Jassy, I know all the talk is about TKR tonight, but the new season of the SSFL beckons, and we begin our behind-the-scenes look tonight.
Yes, that's right. Our first stop is on Serpentine Road, Port of Spain, where the Saints are preparing to march toward a maiden premiership title. And Belize celebrates a junior cycling hero. We'll explain after the break.
Nature's Ways Alive Kids Gummies are multivitamin gummies meant to support the development of children's bodies, like their bones, muscles, joints, brain, heart, and also their immune health. Choose Alive Kids Gummies by Nature's Way because they deserve it.
Break out of the ordinary with ANSA Bank and enjoy faster returns. With ANSA Bank savings accounts, you earn interest monthly and keep what's yours. Pay no monthly maintenance fees, no point of sale fees, no ATM fees, and no digital transfer fees. Switch to a new way of banking.
With Alive Multivitamins by Nature's Way, you won't be defined by time. You'll own every minute of it. Discover how you can age vibrantly with Alive.
The best eyewear this summer is at Seaview Optical. Buy one complete clear single vision glasses for $499. Get the second pair free. Or get progressive transitions with designer frames for only $1,399. The best in luxury eyewear. All exclusively available at Seaview Optical.
Love eating spicy food, but soon after, that familiar discomfort begins. Heartburn, acid reflux, and bloating. Introducing Peptica Gel. Formulated with aluminum hydroxide, magnesium hydroxide, and simethicone to help neutralize excess acid. It's sugar-free with no chalky aftertaste and a pleasant orange flavor. Peptica Gel works fast to relieve heartburn, acid reflux, gas, and bloating, so you can feel comfortable again and get back to enjoying life. Peptica Gel, get the relief you need today. Available at pharmacies nationwide.
Welcome back. It's time for sport. And the Caribbean Premier League continued last evening, where the Antigua and Barbuda Falcons dulled Barbados' Trident in North Sound, Antigua. A fourth win sends the home team, at least for now, back to the top of the table.
Cricket highlights brought to you by JMMB. It's banking for real.
Let's play. The Barbados Tridents elected to bowl first on foreign territory and struck early. A golden falcon, or rather a golden duck for Rakeem Cornwall. After that, Amir Jangu and Kareem Agor added 39. Go hit 3 fours and a 6 as the leader of that partnership, but his 23-ball knock ended when he was on 27, bowled by Mujib-ur-Rahman. Falcons hobbled to 45 for 2 inside the power play, then 11 runs later, Ramon Simmons beat Hassan Nawaz. Jangu also had his stumps disturbed, this time by Gudakesh Moti. Jangu made 26 as the top 4 Falcons were all bowled. Shadab Khan was their only batsman dismissed by other means, caught and bowled Rahman at 80 for 5. But that's where Moeen Ali decided that enough was enough. The former England all-rounder showed the Tridents what a real long handle could do, crunching 3 fours and 4 sixes in a blistering 56 from 37.
Gone Yorker! Is it a hat-trick of sixes? You betcha! 50 apples worth from Mo!
He was unbeaten on 56 with Shamar Springer on 19 when overs were completed. The Falcons on 155 for 5.
Yeah, that's high up. Who wants it? Someone wants it.
The Tridents had just 28 runs on the board before Alzari Joseph found his rhythm, getting Cheyenne Brathwaite for 7 and Zachary Carter for 17. And the Tridents were in more trouble when Cornwall sent Quinton de Kock walking at 54 for 3. A fighting collaboration with 39 runs between Kevlin Anderson and Rivaldo Clark took the Tridents close to 100, but the nervous 90s is where things unraveled badly. The Falcons fielders flew in from every angle of the ground to scoop up not 1, not 2, not even 3, but 4 Tridents wickets to leave the visiting team suddenly on 95 for 7 with 2 wickets apiece for TNT's Joshua James and Shadab. The last 3 Trident wickets fell for 30 runs as they reached 125 all out from 18 overs. The Falcons bag a joint record 9 dismissals by catches to win by 30 runs and move to the top of the table.
Cricket Highlights, brought to you by JMMB. It's banking for real.
And now Moeen means business with tonight's shot of the day.
Scott. Gone Yorker. Is it a hat-trick of sixes? Oh, you betcha. 50 uppers well from Mo, who's on the go here.
And he's hitting with the breeze. He's backed his timing. He's backed the win factor. These guys are backing him.
And on a night where the Falcons bagged 9 catches, one of them was bound to stand out.
Catch of the Day is brought to you by RBC Royal Bank. Your idea of yes I can happens here.
Could have another. He's not a human. It's a plane. Anderson Phillip. Surfing Rutherford goes first ball. Look at that. Absolute beauty. Substitute fielder. He's done his job tonight.
Catch of the Day is brought to you by RBC Royal Bank. Your idea of yes I can happens here.
Stunning fielding there. Now, we are under an hour away from the start of the first Trinbago Knight Riders home game of this 2026 CPL season. With that, anticipation is building at the team's base, the Hyatt Regency, as well as the Queen's Park Oval, tonight's match venue. Ian Wason gives us a sense of what's happening out there.
Anticipation is building here at the Hyatt, where the teams and fans are getting ready to go to the Queen's Park Oval. St. Lucia Kings have already left, and the TKR are getting ready to go. We were at the Oval earlier today, where we saw the finishing touches being put at the venue to make sure that we have a prompt start this evening. The weather was not too promising. Of course, we had a downpour earlier today, but let's see what's going on at the Queen's Park Oval. Well, anticipation is building here. We are just outside of the Queen's Park Oval, the venue for the first match of the Trinidad leg between TKR and the Falcons. This is the entrance to the Trini Posse stand. A lot of people, a lot of line. It's still about an hour before the first ball is bowled, and you see the vibes already steaming up here at the Queen's Park Oval.
And thank you, Ian. Of course, you can look out on all of our digital platforms for the action as it unfolds tonight. We'll also be broadcasting that live right here on CNC3, as well as online on www.cnc3live.com. Well, we are now just 16 days away from the start of the 2026 Secondary Schools Football League. Our build-up begins tonight with a visit to St. Mary's Ground in St. Clair, where the Saints, the two-time national intercol winners, are preparing to challenge for their first ever premiership title. Here is Samaki Felician with Inside the SSFL.
Historically, when considering the top teams to grace the Secondary Schools Football League, one of the names that comes to mind is St. Mary's College. CIC's trophy cabinet contains 8 North Zone Intercol, 2 National Intercol, and 3 North Zone League titles. But more importantly, the institution has also sought to produce teams that play with virtue and knowledge, in line with the school's motto. We checked in with the Saints at the St. Mary's College grounds on Tuesday as they gear up for the new season.
Preparations are going wonderful, physically, mentally and technically. The coaches are very focused and hardworking, spending nights preparing our training sessions for the next day, and the players are coming out with the mentality to work and prove Coachman right that we can win and that we can reach far in the season.
The Premiership Division title is the one piece of silverware that has eluded the 163-year-old institution. And after last season's 10th place finish, Saints assistant coach Abdallah Phillips revealed the group's mentality going into this season.
Some of these guys were pretty young last season. The goal was just to stay up, to compete. Most of them have been fully blooded into the season last season. So we expect a different performance this year round. I think 10th in the season didn't really show what it is we did as a team, and it didn't show how well we played in each match. So this year, it's just to give yourself a better footing, better position on the table.
Centre-back Isaiah Morris was a prime example of how focused the team is on improving from last season.
I look forward to playing every team really this season. Each team is wonderful to play against and give us competition in order for us to improve ourselves and prove our worth to Trinidad.
With just 16 days until the 2026 SSFL Premiership season kicks off, St. Mary's look united and ready to fight for their legacy.
Just to compete. Each match, play it as a final. Each game, play it on its own merit and give your best performance.
The climb to the missing piece begins once again with the weight of their school's legacy on their backs. It remains to be seen if this year belongs to the class of 2026. Samaki Felician, CNC3 Sport.
All right, thank you, Samaki. Now for a look at some regional sport news.
A hometown hero brought glory on the final day of the Junior Caribbean Road Cycling Championships hosted by the Cycling Federation of Belize. Among the juniors, Ahmad Charrington underlined his status as one of Belize's top prospects on two wheels to earn his second gold of the championships when he won the road race. However, he credited teamwork for his success among his Caribbean peers.
When I got a flat early in the race, I was kind of disappointed. I was like, my race is probably over right here. But then my teammates dropped back for me, got me a bucket across to the lead group, and from there it was just Caribbean countries against Caribbean countries, and it turns out Belize is the best.
Charrington broke away from the pack on the circuit carved out of the Philip Goldson Highway in Belize City to win in 1 hour and 56 minutes. Barbados's Alexis Lashley also won the junior time trial the day before and returned on final day to claim the road title. She went about her victory differently. Lashley struck out on her own and rode solo for most of the race before finishing alone at the line in 2 hours and 8 minutes.
And I knew it was going to be hard to solo the whole thing, and it started to feel really long, and halfway I was like, I don't know if I can do this, but I just said to myself, like, I have it. All the time I was just speaking to myself, and it was really hot, but I did it.
Cayman Islands' Ryan Thompson won gold in the time trial among the juvenile men in 26 minutes and 3 seconds. Team TTO's Ella Marie Young won the juvenile women's race in 26 minutes 35 seconds to complete her own time trial and road race golden double. In Barbados, Brevitor Titans had to show their persistence against Ashton Hall Rangers to claim the 2026 Emancipation Cup title in Speightstown. Rashid Myers gave Ashton Hall a 24th minute lead with a brilliant finish. 8 minutes later, Brevitor persevered through several meaty tackles, but that never surrender spirit paid off when Kamari Johnson popped up at the far post to thunder in the equalizer, 1-1 after 32 minutes. The turnaround was complete in the second half. Nathan Skeet taking control, slipping past a couple Rangers defenders before deciding the match. The exuberant Sally, evidence of what it meant to the Titans players, Emancipation Cup champions at long last. Jovan Ravello, CNC3 Sport.
Pablo Garcia goes coast to coast for tonight's Sport High.
Pablo Garcia may be headed to the Premier League, but he left the Betis fans with some fond memories. The little butcher made the clearance to send them on their way, found the outlet, then showed his class to tuck away the return of service. A winner in Valencia, the definition of box to box. And Pablo, you earn tonight's CNC3 Sport High.
All right, guys, now leading up to Independence Day, we've been asking citizens, what does Trinidad and Tobago mean to you? We're maintaining a sporting flavor tonight with TNT cricketer Carrie Pear.
It means everything to be a Trini. Our culture, our vibes, our energy. It's one of a kind, the best place on earth.
Certainly feels like the best place to be.
It certainly does, yeah.
All right, thank you so much, Jassy. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Here at GMMB, love is the currency. And let's show you how we are able to transfer that energy into real conversations. What about the connection with you and your team members?
It's top priority for me to have that clear understanding of who my team members are and building connections with them to ensure that they carry out the vision of what we are trying to achieve as a team, realizing opportunities for both the clients and ourselves.
JMMB.
It's banking for real.
It's back to school! Savings time at Passad's Food King. Stock up and save big on Clorox bleach, 3.79 liters for only $13.99. Swiss pasta cuts, 300 grams, 4 packs, just $18. Sweet Hand soybean oil, 1.5 liters, just $25. Flavorite ice cream assorted, 3.2 liters, 2 tubs, now $84. Matuk's guava jam, 454 grams, 2 jars, just $25. Nestle Milk Full Cream Recon, all low fat, 1 liter, 2 packs for only $28. Country Pride Flour All Purpose, 2 kg, 2 packs, just $27. Caribbean Parboiled Rice, 9 kg for only $74.99. Minced Chicken per pound, now $26.99. Fruitacool Kids 200 ml, only $60 per case. Don't miss the back to school deals at Passad's Food King. Seal end September 6, 2026 or while stocks last.
Quality value, that's our way. The real Versace, we're here to stay. The Food King Versace.
2 teams, 1 epic showdown. The Trinbago Knight Riders face off against the St. Lucia Kings this Wednesday, August 26th, in a massive Republic Bank CPL T20 clash. Join us from 6:30 p.m. for the live pre-show. Then catch every boundary, wicket, and thrilling moments live and exclusive on CNC3 and CNC3Live.com from 7 p.m. This year.
Justice Minister Devish Maharaj says art can be a redemptive tool as his ministry seeks to implement 2 pieces of legislation aimed at providing convicts with a second chance. Maharaj spoke at the 13th installment of the Prison Art Exhibition at Long Circular Mall yesterday. The art exhibition began on Monday and ends on Saturday and highlights work done by past and serving inmates. Art therapy has been used in the prison to reform inmates, which Maharaj says is in keeping with government policy as minor offences should not be used against inmates for the rest of their lives.
I remember a lady, she was convicted of something in 1992. Minor offense. Prevented her from getting a visa. Prevented her from getting work. And she was granted a pardon some time ago, a few months ago. And she broke down and she wept. And she said, Minister, a little error I made in my life. I had to wait 30 years to get a clearance.
One inmate, Leslie Huggins, recalled how art transformed him while in prison. He called for the program to be extended to schools to replace a brush with the law with paintbrushes.
I saw on the news the government is putting things in place to deal with crime. But we here stand ready to serve society in the fight against crime. We can't even go back to our community and talk to the youths who are involved in crime. But you must have a story to tell them. And believe me, after hearing my story, they will want nothing to do with crime. It's better to reform them now, or you'll have to reform them in prison later.
Acting Prisons Commissioner Elvin Scanterbury also hailed the transformative nature of art therapy in the prison service, saying it brings a sense of patience needed to live a law-abiding life.
All right, well, as Jassy did earlier, ahead of Independence Day, we ventured across the country asking citizens, what does Trinidad and Tobago mean to you?
Every night we'll be bringing you one patriotic response. Here's what Richard Robinson had to say.
Well, it's everything to me. It's where I was born, and everything that goes on within the country is of interest to me. All right, and I normally is very interested in everything that goes on, political wise and otherwise, sporting wise and otherwise. It's my life. Yeah. So I was born, and I love it. Yeah.
Just seeing him.
All right, well, we've come to the end of our major newscast here on CNC3. We now make room for live CPL coverage. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Ria Rambley.
I'm Ryan Baichu.
I am Jassy Marik.
And I'm Sioni Mohammed. Bye.